Peace, family. It's been a while since I did a show like this. So I have to apologize to all those that are listening on Spreaker because I don't know how the sound is coming through. And man. All right, so we're gonna give this a try because my my little tablet is dead. Every now and then, for those of you that don't know, every now and then you have to uh, kind of let your batteries run their course because constantly charging your devices like your computer and your tablets and your phones kind of burn them out because they're designed to not last. So every now and then I unplug everything and my tablet is on zero, so I won't have the effect that I strive for. Hopefully it'll be together. It'll be charged up by the night because my battery on my tablet, the tablet is almost done, and that's where I do my Spreaker. Um, so and it has a USB uh, port, big USB, so that I could use my mic. So it makes it possible for me to use my computer just for the call. So hopefully, if we have a show tonight, because today is the first, tomorrow will be the first Nia of the month, and the first Nia of the month is very, very busy for me. So I try to get some sleep, and I have to also prepare my presentation for the school on that day. So well, tonight. So if I'm done or close to being done, I will be able to have the show. If not, I'm just going to use that time to get it prepared because I like preparing. I like having something nice for um, for the children and the young adults, so that I can you know maybe have some type of effect on them. So, like I said, with all that being said, I'm on first off. Welcome you to the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, this is a Heart of Summer production, and of course, we are on the Daily Toast, where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I don't even know how this sounds on Spreaker. Let's stop.
Mr. Kitty.
Drink your water. Come on. Drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Wait for me. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. What's the cap, then drink some water. Lift your glass, then drink some water. Lift your glass with the water. Just pour your water. Drink. Or should I say, lift or then drink. Move your body and drink some water. Oh. Move your body and drink some water. Get up. Move your body and drink some water. Just move your body. Drink. Move, then drink. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Get up. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, and drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast the ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, live, breathe, toast. Take your breath. Lift your glass. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Lift your glass. Take a sip. Drink your water. Breathe your life. Drink, 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 drink. Raise your glass. Raise your glass, oh man. Drink, 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 drink. Mm, 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 mm. Water first thing in the morning, family. Helps get your body moving. Of course, you know, if you're on the journey, there's only a couple of things we have to do. Keep the doctor up out our lives, at least for major things. Take your breath, nice full breath. Drink some good water, pure water. All right. Try to stay away from that sink stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get you some good water. Eat yourself a culturally appropriate diet. You know what I'm saying? If you have questions about that, go to the African Heritage Diet. Like add stuff like palm oil, coconut oil, um, a lot of greens. You know what I'm saying? Roots. You know what I'm saying? And just read the diet. Check it out. The last thing is movement. Make sure you keep your body moving, right? We got to do that type of stuff. So let me go on and make sure Spreaker's still working. Don't want it to crash on me. Chats are open. Um, and like I said, I got to figure out how to split the screen on this. So maybe give me another screen. I got another screen, but I don't have a table big enough for the other screen. So we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure this. We're going to figure all of this out. And maybe I need to get a computer big enough so that I can keep track of everything that is going on. Great Ujamaa to Sister Tiandra. Great Ujamaa to Brother Kwame. I see you on the line as well. Thank you. Who else on here? Somebody else on here as well. Let's see. Um, uh-oh. No, that's another day. I'm about to say. All right. Brother Kwame on here too. So I don't understand how Sister Tiandra's posts are showing up on my Hootsuite, but Brother Kwame's is not. So now I got to figure that out. Let me try to refresh and see. Um, but anyway, so obviously the black signal is working because we got some people on. And I want to say shouts out to all of y'all. So let's finish our water. Finish your water. Um, but like I was telling people, we on Ujamaa we usually do folk tales. Nah, we do tribal quotes, and the quotes for this week. All right, we are on day 47. I'm coming from Gye-Nyame, the Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, Tribal Quotes, and book is available. You go to gyenyamejourney.com. It's basically a compilation of um, quotes that you could use in your own personal growth, personal development. We on day 47, and it says, "It does not matter how slowly you go, so as long as you do not stop." That's Confucius. Wise words there. If you're doing your best, you won't have any time to worry about failure. That's from H. Jackson Brown Jr. And then we have, do not mend your neighbor's fence before you're seeing to your own. That's from Tanzania. Now, if we have the show, that's going to be a powerful conversation, right? And if not, we'll make up for it over on Kuumba or even Imani, because those are some powerful ones we're going to need to discuss. I'm going to try to finish all my stuff so that I can sit down and do it, but it's going to be a busy, busy day. I have several appointments that I have to go on and work through. Got some other issues over at the adventure that I have to go and work through. And but in thinking about the folk tale, um, the king's son and the painted lion, um, about the illusions. You know what I'm saying? Creating illusions and trapping ourselves in illusion, or trapping our kids in illusions for the sake of protecting, or at least what we think is protecting. You know, um, it's sort of like protecting your baby from falling. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see my child fall. You know what I'm saying? But those that know how to walk know that in order to really get good at walking, you have to perfect the art of falling first. Um, and I don't know, where that that goes with us. You know what I'm saying? Because as we get older, I guess we should fall less. You know, and when I say fall, I mean metaphorically. We believe that we should fall less. We believe that our children should fall less, and we are a little bit, um, in a sense, hard-hearted, um, or at least we believe people are hard-hearted to those individuals that do fall. And so we try to make sure that our young people don't have to be exposed to the falling or failing. And I think that's a detriment to us as a whole. Need to make sure my tablet is charging just in case we're able to do the show tonight. All right, so I'm gonna finish up this water and we're gonna get to our toast. All right. Mm. This is the last little bit of the apple ginger mix, and you can see that the microbes, the bacteria and yeast, is eating up all of that. It's beautiful. Let's see if we get us a nice little, yeah, I love it. And I'm thinking about, for some people who might want them, rather than using this gallon, you know what I'm saying? We could do half gallons. And I think I might start doing my half gallons like this, because the wide mouth allows for air a little bit more air to get in there so it makes it a little less volatile. So we're going to pour our toast for our ancestors. Hell, I might as well make this my breakfast. Gonna get all that out of there. All right. So all that up in there is ginger and apple that has been providing the sugar for the bacteria and yeast that was formed during the ambrosia making process. And yeah, we got us a drink on our hand. All right, so family, so first, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call the creator. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From there, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Of course, you know where we go. We go to our fabulous ancestors. Pull out the list first, saluting those upon whose shoulders we stand. We call on Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Penny Gatson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pittman Nail, Nomo X, Sapet Mount Ra, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Coach Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brothers, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan. It didn't come on. Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxor brother, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Carol Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman. Oh, nope, it's not powered up. Where we at? Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kelly D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Agosa Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Flores M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Eric Patricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keats Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Uriel Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolton, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hitler Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankston, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace. Let me check my sound levels. I gotta always do that when I'm doing it like this. Um, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Del Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Allen Ohio, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Rena Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, Delise Waters, Shelby McClendon, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Michael and Charlene Morgan, Sybil and Edward McNabb, Michael and Charlene Morgan, Mazarine Culper, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Reginald Oliver, Linda Howard, Jacqueline Broadus, Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Edward R. Benson Sr., Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Battles, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Barbara Naeem, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., John Dewey, and Ruth Beard, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Miss Vanilla, Albus Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlington Houston, Albert Moore, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Frances, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Vivian Stevenson, Lily Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Copeland, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lester and Rachel Saunders, John Bowie, Alex Nixon, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson. We had Mother Gibson. Okay. Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Aunt Becca, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, Georgia Haley Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Jean Evans, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Jerry Doe, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Happer, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Stacy Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kanika Parsons, Jason Cathy, Thomas Bradley, aka Uncle Bookie, also aka also known as well as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Jennifer Sensenball, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Carla Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Nayland Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Pamela Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Florence Evans, Pamela Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Phyllis Lee, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Headley, and Elma Hines. We lift up our glass to our ancestors because we are privileged enough to be able to recognize them and remember them, and keeping in mind that hell for African is being forgotten. So we lift up our glass and we salute and we say, Ashe, Ashe. From there, we move on to the present moment. All right, speaker. I don't know how this is gonna sound for y'all, but
Damn, Ron, what's the matter with you?
Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
there is no tomorrow. Hopefully, metaphorically, you know what I'm saying? But family, we have to carry ourselves as if, each moment basically we got to make each moment count. So we lift up our glass to this present moment, and we look towards the power that we do have in the moment, and we're gonna parlay that power that we have into the moment into building something that is prosperous and great for our children to come. For those that don't know, we are on Ujamaa, and those that don't speak the language, Ujamaa is cooperative economics. Um, the myotic principle of the day is reciprocity. The M7 of the day is gratitude. The color, as you can see, is green. Once again, excuse the wrinkles because I jump up and I grab the shirt because I'll be running late. I'm trying to get back to that 5:15. You know what I'm saying? We used to do 4:30 or something like that, but um, some of us still do. Some of the harder core, still do. But right now we bring it to you at about 5:15, between 5:15 and 5:30. The color is green. We are on the Hermetic law of polarity today. Male energy. The male name for the day is Yao. Female is Ya, like like Ya Satawa, right? All right, so to end the African centered cultural virtue and value system used by the emotional emancipation circle today. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are on Yamanda and Wolof, which stands for compassion for those that's fortunate than yourself, Akan ethics, patience, and in traditional Yoruba, Emoja Mora, sensitivity. Um, Remember the 6 emotions, family? We're trying to work through, master them, so that we can live our lives to the fullest. Because a lot of our blockage, a lot of our ailments, also along with us not drinking, not taking the proper breaths, and sometimes holding our breath, and from us not drinking proper water, and from us not eating a culturally appropriate diet, and us not getting enough movement. We also do not understand how to communicate our emotions. Brother Kwame says, brother, it was at 4:15 a.m., but yo man does his at I'm not falling for the trap, old man. Go on with that Black Yoda. I ain't with it. He said, bro, it was at 4:15. He don't forget nothing. But I did mine at 3 a.m. Now, for those that don't know, uh, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. But so in this moment, we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe, right? Ashe. From there, we move to the future and we toast our children, our children's children, onto tomorrow. And I know you'll say, Brother Hatim, how you play that thing where you talk about there is no tomorrow, but yet you toast the future. I toast the future because the future belongs to our children, right? So it's like, it's one of those. I guess it's like a paradox. You know what I'm saying? Where um, once we come into the physical reality, you know what I'm saying? The future doesn't belong to us. It's like as a black man, I have to be aware that my future does not belong to me. As a matter of fact, the future is built upon my back, and it's built I'm building the future as we speak right now, and each and every day I have to go out and I have to make sure that I'm able to leave a legacy for our children. Why? Because if the people in the present don't handle their business, there will be no future. There will be no tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So what he was letting Rocky know, for those that don't know, that scene comes from the Rocky movie, that if Rocky didn't start preparing in the moment, then there would be no tomorrow for him. his career was over. He was going to go into that ring and get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? So there was no tomorrow, right? So in a sense, we are in the same situation as the character Rocky in the movie. A lot of us we're putting off tomorrow what we need to do today so that we can be prepared for that moment in the future. Because that moment it's crazy because when you really start thinking about time, it's crazy because it's like you're gonna be in that moment when you're there. You're not there. You're not there now, but you are here now. And it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? You have to prepare for that moment. And I am building, and those of you that are toasting, we're building something upon which our children can exist and our children could practice. We're passing down something very important and very powerful for them. Being able to understand the total continuum of time and understand their place in it. This is sort of like the story that we discussed on Tuesday because a lot of us, because we're living in illusions, right? We honestly think that we are, we're building, we honestly, a lot of people are not living in the present. They're living in the future or they're fretting the past. They're not able to actualize the actual power in this moment. So we lift up the glass because those of us that know work to actualize this moment here and now, maximize and squeeze every little drip of power and juice and sustenance out of this moment so that our children will have a firm, because if my children stand on my back, I want to make sure that my back is firm. I want to make sure that it's strong. I want to make sure that my shoulders are upright so that my children don't have to be looking for a strong footing. They need to be able to stand upon us. I know that sounds kind of scary for some of y'all, especially those of you that think you're gonna live forever. But let Brother Hatem break it to you. You're not. You're not. You got to get out the way so that your children can move. You know what I'm saying? I be listening to some people talk about living forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live. Be talking like they'll live forever. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna live forever, who's gonna make space for your children? You know what I'm saying? I already know that. You know what I'm saying? Cleve is doing all right now. Gina's my kids is doing my actual blood kids are in a sense doing all right now. But I know for a fact, because I always tell them, I say, I can't wait to see what you become. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what you become. Because I already know that when I'm gone, that's when the fullness of who they gonna be is gonna manifest. You understand? Because a lot of times, a lot of us don't understand that. I mean, and a lot of us is taking up space. Let's just say that. A lot of us is taking up space. We're standing in the way of some of our children's greatness. You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to hold on and squeeze everything out of life, and we're not trying to prepare to leave them anything. Not a book, not a, you know what I'm saying, not a history, not no money. You know what I'm saying? If you can't leave money, if you can't leave property, you know what I'm saying? Leave something that they could build on. Leave ideas. Leave your leave your thoughts about the life that you're living and some of the changes and some of the things that you could have done, and leave it so that they could find it and take time in those moments when they're thinking about it, read it, and be better than you. You understand? So we toast our children's children, onto infinity. You understand? So, and we say Ashe. From there, we move to all of our relations. We lift up our glass and we toast all of our relations. From there, family, where do we go? We go to that selfish libation. I got a lot of food up in here, and I got a real glass, like unlike some of y'all out there. Because I know some of y'all grown folks out there toasting with plastic cups. If you ain't got nothing else, I understand. But work on getting you a glass for the daily toast, because the ancestors like that sound. They like that sound, right? So, and that's real glass, right? You lift up that glass, boom. What is it you need right now? While we got all these ancestors, all this energy around us, go and ask for it. We toast and we say Ashe. From their family, I toast the most powerful and most beautiful, most energetic, most inspiring, uplifting, ingenious being on the planet right now, and that's you. I toast you, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, it sounds kind of dull because all this apple in here. But family, it was great toasting with you. It was something else that I wanted to tell y'all before I left today. I might see you tonight. Be on the lookout for the black signal. Um, I think that's it. So I'm gonna sip a little bit, and maybe the thought will come. Man, life is good. It can be better, but life is good. Woo! All right, family. I'm gonna say peace. Who piloting the Gye-Nyame journey? Shouts out to Shaka. I see you out there. Is that Sister Navita on Gye-Nyame journey right now? Wishing y'all a great day. Um, Something happened yesterday. Oh, oh, I'm still waiting for the cause of forgiveness for the shooter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because because I just, dude ran up into the synagogue and murdered all those people. And you know what I'm saying? Uh, I haven't seen a broadcast of people talking about we need to forgive him. He know not what he do type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Because this is an example for us, family. It's like we're so quick. I mean, sometimes we so spiritual. It's just no damn good. I mean, I can't. It's just no damn good sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We take some of that stuff just so far, just so far, just forgiving people for all types of just. I mean, I can understand some small shit. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to we make mistakes, but some shit just can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Murder is one of them. It just can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? They got to deal with the consequences. And if you help bring those consequences, all the better, especially if it affects you directly, right? So if something happened to me, like if I'm at Kroger's and I get shot by a random shooter or something like that, y'all know that if somebody come out talking about forgiveness, right? Y'all know that ain't come from me. And because I'm planning on being a conscious ancestor, because I've been shot before, so I kind of know the process. And that sounds kind of fucked up. But there is a process to dying, right? Kind of know the process. After you, it's sort of like I have practiced a couple of times, right? And I mean, and seriously, I'm going with the right thoughts on my mind now, so that I could be an active ancestor. But I am not coming back. I am going to tear some shit up if something dastardly happened to me and motherfuckers is talking about forgiveness, right? I'm just letting y'all know how I really feel, just in case, because the world is turning and it's turning fast and it's looking strange. Mm, mm, mm. So I'm gonna get up out of here, and this is good. I might need to make some more of this, right? This is my breakfast, y'all. So yo, Brother Hatim is out. Y'all have a great, powerful day. May you have peace, power, and joy. And may you be able to get everything out of this moment that you can. All right? All right. If I got a little bit of extra, I'll share with y'all tonight. All right, tonight, 9 p.m., maybe we will be having tribal quotes. This is Brother Hatem. How you doing, Roshana Sweets? Good morning to you. Forgiveness may simply be a sign of weakness as one cannot avenge her wrongdoer. And that's forgiveness is not necessarily a spiritual matter. See, Kwame, that's the discussion sometimes we gotta have because a lot of one of the reasons I kind of get upset when I'm having discussions and spirituality come up because I'm starting to see the veil that is being put on our face, and it took me a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I consider myself a very spiritual person, but sometimes I'm seeing people who who are scared, who are weak, use spirituality as a veil to boost up their ego rather than take action, a veil to um, um, to disguise the fact that they're weak. It takes a strong man to forgive. Yeah, yeah, okay. I hear you. Takes a strong man to forgive. Does it make you sad, mad? Does it make you sad, mad, or scared? It actually makes me sad. I would have to ask the question, what have I lost? Scared is what's the danger. It makes me scared for my people because it's for me, I'm looking at it and I'm scared because we're I'm seeing us retreat more and more behind the veil of spirituality when it comes to dealing. Y'all see them, y'all see those look, the gnats want my drink. I gotta hurry up. That's the beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It makes me scared. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the danger is that somebody could actually hurt. Hi, my love. Good peace. It takes a loving heart to forgive. And I hear you, but and it's like it takes a loving heart to forgive. But when when is you know when somebody forcibly removes someone from you, when is the proper time to forgive? When is the proper time to let go? You know what I'm saying? Um, is it right after the individual does what they do? Is it after you do what you have to do? See, because a lot of times what I'm saying is in forgiving what some people do, and I ain't saying not to forgive, right? But there is a debt that have to be paid. I mean, I hear a lot of people talk about my eye, but I mean, and we use the scales of justice and the scales of my eye to balance out a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I just need you to understand that, and this is just my interpretation. I keep on going back to this. The scales. I want y'all to think about this. The scales have to be balanced. So that does mean that you can be so righteous that your ass will not be accepted. There is a such thing as being too goddamn righteous, being too goddamn spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? There is a penalty for that. Because in many ways, people hide cowardice. Now, let me go back and read this. If one does not ask for forgiveness, then I do not have to offer it. Woo! And see that, and that's a good one, Kwame. Would be good topic tonight to gave a folktale on when forgiveness goes. Ooh. That takes some research. When forgiveness goes wrong. Oh, I got one. We did it. We covered one about a snake and a farmer. The snake the snake bit the farmer's child. I have to research that one. But it's something about a snake and a farmer. Anybody can look it up out there. Look up just type in snake farmer for Aesop fables. There's a great fable out there about how these two became enemies and why they didn't forgive you. Um you mean give bot gave. I don't mean what was that? Would be a good topic to give or to give on when forgiveness goes wrong. Everyone has their own process. Are there certain actions that are unforgivable? Uh, I mean, in many faiths there are. You understand what I'm saying? In many faiths there are. Now, um, one of the things that that and two and what's crazy is, and there may be some that you forgiving may put you at jeopardy, may put your soul at jeopardy. And I think a lot of times black folks see because uh, when you look at when you look at who black people are, for a long time, and when I was, a lot of people, let me just give you a quick story. Uh, I couldn't read that well when I was young, and my mom held me back. And in order to learn how to read, I had to start, I really wanted to catch back up with that peer group at the time. So I started reading and I ran into a group of friends and we started reading a lot of comic books. And then when I would go to church, I would open up the Bible and read and try to read along with them. And then when they started going off into the singing and stuff to try to keep my mind occupied, I would read the Bible. So I read, I mean, over the 18 years that I was forced to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Um, a good 8 or 9 of those, you know what I'm saying? I was just reading those stories in there. And and I used to always wonder why why the Son of Man? Why did Jesus continuously call himself the Son of Man and say stuff? The Son of Man has no place to lay his head. The Son of Man, and looking at the symbolism of the Son of Man, I constantly see us. Us. We have no place to lay our head. We have no place really to call home. The place we was taken from, it kind of accepts us, but don't really accept us because they really view us as different. When you're home, you're not viewed as different. And the place where we built is really, we have no place to lay our head. We are the Son of Man. And I think we got caught up in this whole Jesus and not against Christianity. Please don't get me wrong, because if it worked for you, then all praises due. Keep on working at it. You know what I'm saying? If it's making you a better person and it's showing effects in your life, by all means, do that because I'm not here to attack anybody's belief. But what I'm seeing, we have a Jesus complex. And a lot of times you see people waiting for Jesus, but black folks actually bear the cross of society. We bear the cross of America. We bear the sins of America. And we are willing sacrifices for this. And I don't think that's healthy for us because I don't think that's healthy for any group of people to take upon themselves. It's a reason that in the scriptures they have Jesus by himself. Jesus didn't, Jesus turned his back on his family. Jesus dedicated himself to the mission. You know what I'm saying? So Jesus didn't have children. Of course, there's other stories where they talk about that, but in the common belief that everybody had, Jesus was by himself, and we are by ourselves, and we have taken on this Messiah complex where it's okay to do all this shit to us. Why? Because we are the Son of Man, and we are the sacrifice that we are the sacrifice of the world. And that shit is not cool for my kids. That shit is not cool for any of the young people that I work with. Or I don't maybe it's a generation above mine, or you know what I'm saying? We became so holy that we are acting out the Jesus sacrifice all the time, and we're saying shit while we're sitting on the cross. We're sitting on an economic, political, social, and educational cross and saying, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." And I'm like, fuck that. They know exactly what they're doing. If the motherfucker put the whoop in his hand and metaphorically struck me, he know what he do. If they picked up, that's like me looking at the dude that shot me and say, this motherfucker didn't know what he was doing. He knew what he was doing when he knew what he was doing when he shot me. When I get jumped or when I've been, I know what I'm doing. The other person know we know what we're doing, and we can't allow people to escape with that shit. We can't. We got to hold people accountable. We got to look at our historical ledger and start letting motherfuckers know what's old. And the piece is very simply, anybody who loans money knows that when you have certain ways that you get your money back. Every now and then you have that individual, you loan money, they're gonna come right back to you, give you your money. But then there's those individuals you loan money to that you know that the only way that you're gonna have to get that money from them is that you are going to have to squeeze them, and you're going to have to, in a sense, make them give you your money back. You know what I'm saying? And we put ourselves in a position where we're just forgiving all debts. Forgive our debtors. We're living out the mantra of we're living that out. And it's like, why? Why? When I got children coming behind me, poverty is not good for them. It's not healthy for them. You may not know what you're doing to me, but you know you're gonna take some responsibility for what's coming. Because you know what I'm saying, they're not going. We got to make sure, and we got to train our young. They're not going to be as forgiving as many of us. uh, but yo, family, I'm about to go. I told y'all that 15 minutes ago, but thank you for the conversation. Thank you for possibly getting me fired. I understand. Um, y'all have a great and prosperous day. All right, peaceful, powerful, and but Shaka, thanks for the question, man. I'm actually scared. You know what I'm saying? Because I see the danger. The danger is that we'll the danger is that we'll leave nothing for our kids. Leave no inheritance, leave nothing behind. That's dangerous. But I'm gone, family. For real this time. I'm out. All right, Spreaker. All right, I want to thank y'all for joining us for Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. This is, no, my fault, Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I'm out.